Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be talking about 5-6 quadratic equations, more of them, but this time we're actually going to be solving. Notice it says solve each equation by factoring, and when we're solving we're trying to find the x values that make this equation true. So in this one I'm going to be finding the x values such that x squared minus x minus 30 equals 0. Well, kind of a side note, if we have two values, say we're given the equation a times b equals 0. Well, doesn't that mean either a equals 0 or b equals 0, such that if a is 0, 0 times whatever b is 0, or if b is 0, then 0 times whatever a is 0. So if I can get down to something times something equals 0, one or both of those somethings have to be equal to 0 for that to be true. So again, the reason why I'm saying this, though, is say we would have say we got down to something like this, except that's 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. If this kind of is a, this is b, then either a, or x minus 3, is equal to 0. Well, x could be 3 in that case, because 3 minus 3 is 0, times whatever that is 0, makes no difference. Or it could be negative 4, such that negative 4 plus 4, this entire factor, because I have this times this, so if I make negative 4 right there, negative 4 plus 4 is 0, so this factor is 0. 0 times makes no difference what this is. Anything times 0 is 0. So notice I have something times something equals 0. So both of those things must be equal to 0 themselves for that to be true. So this is kind of our goal when we are factoring, to get something times something equal to 0, or something times something times something. So looking at this first one here, that's factorable, and I can factor it as x minus 6 times x plus 5 equals 0. Make sure we still carry down the equals 0. So now notice, this was our goal. We have something times something. So either x minus 6 is equal to 0, or x plus 5 is equal to 0 for that to be true. Well, that means x is 6, and x could be negative 5. Could be both of those solutions. In a quadratic, you always have up to 2 solutions. You may not have that many sometimes. Sometimes you will have one, sometimes you will have none, sometimes they'll be imaginary, but we'll talk about that later. But essentially, that's all we're trying to look for. So if we substitute back in 6, we'd have 36 minus 6 is 30, minus 30 is 0. If I put in negative 5, well, negative 5 squared is 25, minus a negative 5, so that would be 25 plus 5 is 30, minus 30 is 0. Both of our solutions work. You can always do that to check your solutions. Now, what about this case when we don't have it equal to 0? Well, remember, you can move things around so that they do equal 0, so words. So we can add that 21 to the other side, and then I could factor this like we would be doing. So we would have x and x minus 7 minus 3, so that multiplies to be 21, adds to be 10. So x minus 7 equals 0, or x minus 3 equals 0. So x equals 7 and x equals 3. Again, you can check your work as you go. Same ideas moving forward. All right, I'm going to look at number 6 real quick, because with this one, I have an x squared and a 12x. Well, again, I want it to be equal to 0, hopefully. So if I add that 12x over, now it's equal to 0. Well, it's not factorable because we don't have that c term, but it is factorable. Don't forget, you can take out your greatest common factor. So now that we have something times something equals 0, so in this case, that first factor, if we set it equal to 0, it just is 0. And if we plug in 0 into our equation, we see that 0 squared plus 12 times 0 is 0, so that works. And then our other solution here would be negative 12. Okay, I expect to see your factoring work in all of these problems. Make sure you guys rearrange stuff first and then factor it. Looking at number 8, this one, check out, we can divide by 2, divide everything by 2 first. So we have 5x squared plus 13x plus 8 equals 0. So now we're going to have to factor this inside part. Well, probably going to have a 5 and an x. Still have that 2 on the outside. So now let's see. We have 2 times 4 is 8. 2 and 4, that'd be too many. 1 and 8. 8, 1. So I can put an 8 here and a 1 there. Don't worry, you guys will get faster at this too. You can multiply this out, but make sure that you check the inside term. So 5x plus 8x will give us 13. 8 times 1 is 8. 5x times x is 5x squared. So that's good to factor. So now in solving this, we have the factor 5x plus 8 equal to 0. And we have the factor x plus 1 equal to 0. Now if I take the other factor, 2 equals 0, well, that's not a true solution, so all I'm going to get is no solution out of that part. But I will get subtract the 8 divided by 5, negative 8 fifths, and I will get subtract 1, negative 1. Again, you can check these. Make sure you guys do please check these. All right, that's essentially solving. So now, the next set of directions we have, says write a quadratic equation with the given solutions. So I am given the solution 4 and negative 5, so that meant we had 4 and we had negative 5 as solutions. Well, if I'm wanting to write a quadratic equation, these were all quadratics that we were doing. Well, check it out. If I kind of look backwards, this one, the solution was 6 and negative 5. Well, that came from x minus 6, which was the factor, and then negative 5 came from the factor x plus 5. So if I know I had 4, then that must have been when I set x minus 4 equal to 0 and when I set x plus 5 equal to 0. So that must have come from the factor x minus 4 times x plus 5. So then if I multiply this out, I can come out with the quadratic equation if it's asking for standard form as x squared plus x minus 20 when I multiply all that out. Notice this one isn't saying the standard form, so you don't have to. I don't know if the key wants you to do it. Yeah. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? What number are we on? 13? 13? So yeah, they're saying, oh, quadratic equation. My bad. Not a quadratic function. I didn't read it well enough. So quadratic equation, we have this set equal to 0. And again, it doesn't have to be in standard form unless they say it has to be in standard form. So you could have left that x minus 4 times x plus 5 equals 0. All right, solve each by factoring. Same sort of deal as we were doing before. Make sure you guys take out your common terms if you can first, and you make it equal to 0. So like this one, you'd have to do 8 equals 0. And there are no common terms to take out, so it could be a 3 and a 2. Could be 6 and 1. Just going to have to figure it out by trial and error. Hopefully this video was helpful. Please, 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 please ask me lots of questions. Remember, once you guys have it factored out, then you can take them and find your solutions. Same thing over and over and over. All right, love you guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.